It's day 257 of Arsenal trying to sign Declan Rice and West Ham trying to say no, and Manchester City coming in with Pep Guardiola and saying, we don't have enough, I want more, because rich people always want more. Here's what we're going to talk about in this video. Declan Rice. If you were Declan Rice, put ourselves in Declan Rice's shoes. Basmati Rice. Where would you want to go? City or Arsenal? If the bids are the same, everything's the same, wages are the same, where do you go? And that's what we'll be talking about today because, whether you like it or not, David Ornstein has reported it, Fabrizio Romano has reported it, Manchester City appear to be, they haven't made the bid yet, but they're looking around. Arsenal have been putting in the groundwork for this Declan Rice deal since the end of 2022, basically, and you would still think they are the favorites, but the thing about Manchester City, as you know, these state-funded teams, it's very, very hard to compete because, guys, it's not just the figure that the transfer fee has. It's not just Arsenal bid 100 million and Manchester City bid 100 million. That's not the case. Just like how Erling Haaland didn't actually cost only 62 million. That's not how it works. Erling Haaland's wages, because of that release clause, is astronomical. The agent fees, astronomical. So that actual Erling Haaland deal was way more expensive than what's ever reported because we don't see those agent fees and the salaries are never really made public. But we know that Erling Haaland is above 800,000 a week. Other clubs can't do that. Manchester United can't even do that. And Manchester United earn the most money out of all the Premier League teams because of their previous history. What Manchester City has is you can't rival it, okay? If they want Declan Rice, they can completely obliterate Arsenal on the salary. They could completely obliterate Arsenal on the agent fees. They could completely obliterate Arsenal on incentives. But the actual bid, is going to be the same thing. It's the same thing with Chelsea and Arsenal going out to Mikhailo Mudryk. It's the same exact thing, except political reasons for that one, right? So again, Arsenal can bid the same transfer fee, but there's so many different details in there that Arsenal cannot match because they're just owned by the Kroenkes, like a normal one-person owner, not an entire state, which has unlimited funds. And that's the reality of the situation. We talk about it all the time. The Manchester City are state-funded. They're a fantastic organization, very well run. I think their football hierarchy is extremely intelligent. Because of that, you can't just ignore the obvious. The obvious is they have unlimited funds. So it could very well happen that Declan Rice does go to Manchester City. But I don't think he should. I think he should definitely go to Arsenal. And this is really a question of morality versus, money. And that's kind of how it is. If you go to Manchester City, it's not just the money, but you will get success. Guaranteed. Manchester City will win trophies. You will most likely win the Premier League. You will most likely always compete and win the Champions League. And especially if you're Declan Rice, because if you are Declan Rice, if you go to Manchester City and you were expecting to go to Arsenal, you are just weakening the second place team in the Prem. Manchester United still haven't been sold, so they're just floundering. They can't do anything. Chelsea are rebuilding. Newcastle's state-funded team is coming on the way, but many years, not many, but still a few years at least away from competing with the other state-funded team of Manchester City. So if you are Declan Rice and you know you are a prized asset and you know that Arsenal have made you your number one priority and then you go to Manchester City, you end up, we're talking about a one-team league. If it isn't already, because Manchester City have won the league 5 of the last 6 years. It is guaranteed success. It's what footballers all want, is guaranteed success. But if you look a little bit deeper into it, I never like going about fan reaction, but essentially, Manchester City fans are indifferent to signing Declan Rice. You go on social media and look, they're really indifferent. The only reason they're in contention is because Ilkay Gundogan is deciding to go to Barcelona. Does Declan Rice really fit into the squad? I'm never going to doubt Pep Guardiola. I'm 100% sure Pep Guardiola is going to make sure Declan Rice fits into that squad, even with Rodri and John Stones coming into the midfield from right back. Declan Rice will somehow fit because Guardiola is going to make it work. But there's a lot of competition there, and Declan Rice might not play every game. Just look at Calvin Phillips. Gets bought for about £50 million and doesn't even play. So it's a little bit of a risk. Fans, well, Manchester City really aren't that big of a club in terms of fans. And the atmosphere, it's just business as usual. Win a bunch of trophies with all the money in the world and move on. That's what Manchester City is. And you know what? It's great. You got great facilities. You live in Manchester. Cool. All right. I could see why it's appealing. Most important, you work under Pep Guardiola. Most important, that's number one. You get to work under the best manager of all time. But Guardiola's contract runs out at 2025. So you're going to go there for 2 years and then Pep leaves and that's it. Arsenal, on the other hand, no matter what you say about Arsenal, history, never won the Champions League. We know that. And we know Declan Rice wants to win trophies. So if you just want to win trophies, I can fully understand everyone going to Manchester City. But you go to Arsenal and you are that much closer to toppling Manchester City because if you have the belief in yourself, if you're Declan Rice, you have the belief in yourself that you can make the difference to this Arsenal team to beat Manchester City. The fans will absolutely adore you. You'll become a club legend. You have the opportunity to win the Champions League for the first time in the club's history. You can bring a Premier League for the first time in over 20 years to the club. You get to stay in London where you've been your whole life, where your family really enjoys it, where you really enjoy it. So you get to stay in London. You get to work under a manager that has been wanting you for over a year, basically, and you have a very good relationship with and comes from the same tree as Pep Guardiola. Basically, he was mentored by Pep Guardiola. So Arteta has a lot of the similar ideas, and you're going to play every single game because at the signing, you are the base of the team. The team will be built around you. Declan Rice, the midfield is being reorganized. Thomas Partey is going to leave. Granit Xhaka is going to leave. You are what we build around. We have an England superstar in Bukayo Saka on the right wing. We have one of the best young defenders in the back and one of the best goalkeepers in Aaron Ramsdale and William Saliba, all around the similar age as you, with our captain, Martin Odegaard, being the same age as you, and we can all do something special together in this project. That project is amazing, just as the Liverpool project, when they were signing Van Dijk and Alisson, before those two came in, you pitched that project to them with Jurgen Klopp. It's an incredible project. You have Liverpool, you have Anfield, you have the passion, the desire to win the league for the first time in 30 years, the desire to win the Champions League for the first time since 2005, to take down Manchester City. It's really similar. That Virgil van Dijk deal, when Klopp needed to go get Van Dijk, is very similar to Arteta needing to go get Declan Rice. It's very similar. Legendary club, a lot of history, and you can be the reason why Arsenal are back on the top. Now, the reason why people ignore that is because it's Arsenal. That's the reason, right? They're not going to win anything. They haven't won any, blah, blah. You have to open your eyes. People look at history too much. I'm being honest. It really is. People look at history too much. This Arsenal project, like the Liverpool project, if I was Declan Rice, if Newcastle came in, I'd look at that. I'd be like, wait a minute. That Newcastle project looking really good. Again, state-funded team. But think about the Geordies, the atmosphere, the fans, the love that the club has. It's not Newcastle's fault they got bought by a state. They still have the passion. They want to win things now. They have that desire. Again, that atmosphere, that passion, that love, it won't come across at Manchester City. You'll just be another player. You'll just be another player. Erling Haaland's up there. You have De Bruyne. Pep Guardiola's the master of everything. You're just another player. You have Rodri, one of the best CDMs in world football, that's probably going to take your spot. Are you really going to be sold on that? If Manchester City offer more and Arsenal walk away and West Ham comes to you and says, hey, we know you wanted to go to Arsenal, but if you're open to this move, Manchester City have offered a fee that we agree to. Would you like to go there? Arsenal are out of the running. Yeah, you can go. I would understand that. But if the bids are the same, if Arsenal want you as much as they say they do, and Manchester City come in and they bid, which has not happened yet as of right now, and the two have the same fees and stuff, maybe agent fees are higher on the Manchester City side, but both fees are accepted by West Ham. West Ham come to you and ask you, where do you want to go? I don't see how you don't pick Arsenal. I just don't. I think it's the better move for you, for your family, for your career, for your legacy, really. That's what I believe. Future captain of England, future captain of Arsenal, holding down that number 6 spot. We'll wait and see. I'm hoping this is over soon because I'm really sick and tired of it. I'm tired of waking up every morning wondering, has something happened yet? And it's pretty annoying. And still, the fact that Declan Rice is going for over 100 million is crazy, but that's what the market wants. And I'm mostly tired of the media manipulation by clubs trying to get people to say this has happened or that happened, and it's a little bit annoying. But let's see. Can Declan Rice sign for Arsenal? If Arsenal don't sign Rice, it's pretty bad. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.